Then a second.
Yes.
Country businesses and schools are three areas that need good leaders. Choose one of the three areas. Okay. Businesses need a good team to represent themselves. Most important is the business have a good leader to form their team into being plain success. I believe that a business company need a great leader to become an example for other employees to improve and provide benefits for the company. You have to choose one of the three areas. Mostly important, okay, it's correct, is the businesses to be played to success. I don't know if this structure is correct. Let me just check one thing. Oh shit, what the? The AliExpress. Woohoo! My AliExpress is in Brazil.
Oh, great.
Plenty. Okay, and I don't know if this structure can be used. I'm not saying it's wrong. I have just never seen it. The most common is, and to have plenty of success. Maybe it's correct. Maybe it's not exact. Okay?
Okay.
The person would understand what you mean, but I don't know if this structure is correct. I'm just afraid of saying, no, it's correct, no problem. And then it's not, okay? So we have a little note here that I am uncertain if this structure is formally correct.
Okay.
I believe that a business company
needs.
Yeah, secret leader for the
Other.
Yes, exactly.
My God.
It over. Oh, sorry. For the other employees to improve the business marketing and to provide benefits for company growth. In a business, an excellent opportunity to this leader. Show, not show.
Not shows.
No, because para esse líder mostrar. This is infinitive.
But not for the person.
Yes, but para este líder mostrar. Não para
Okay.
este líder mostra.
Mostra. Okay.
Okay? His attitudes and his work is an example for the
meu Deus.
The leader can inspire his colleagues through his behavior. He also can incentivize the team. When I worked in an international company, I had a colleague who was an excellent, exceptional employee. He inspired me and our team because he was very excellent. Excellent. Second, leaders should act to improve the company's marketing because when you have good workers, that they produce in a good way, it is important to use this image to do marketing. I am an economist. Yes, in this case, it should have capital letter.
Okay.
And when I was at the university, oh shit, the comma. Yes, you should put the comma here. I remember the marketing class. My professor used to say that when I was university, better to say I had a marketing class.
Okay.
Or I had marketing classes. Because if you say I remembered, you were saying that only when you were in university you remembered. Now you don't anymore.
Okay.
My professor used to say that a good company must invest, you don't need in, to form good leaders and must invest in marketing. This means
no.
in their success. No. To have success. To have success. Oops. I have kept in my mind until today, and if it is necessary, I'll be used in the right moment. I have kept this in my mind until today, and if it is necessary, comma,
Mm.
it will be used in the right moment. Isso será usado,
Ah, tá.
ok? Se fosse
Uhum.
eu vou usar, seria I will use it in the right
Ok.
moment, ok?
Uhum.
Third, a good leader can provide benefits for company growth like profits. When the leader does a good and efficient job, or other benefits like good relationship among the employees, respect and other benefits like good relationship among the employees. And yes, it's correct. My father told me that in his company 10 years ago, he did a good job in a specific project. The company made a great success, and my father received an increase in his salary after this. He's very proud of his attitude in this experience. The company had a great success, not made. Okay? Yes. Well, Anna, once again, this would be from 3. Let me be pessimistic. From 3 to 4.
Ok.
Okay? I guess this would be the grade. Very difficult to be below 3. It's more probable to be above a 4 than below 3. But it depends on the evaluator. Okay?
Ok.
Next one. Now, the next one, which material did you use? The first one I sent to you.
I think it's the first one.
Let me just check if I remember. No, not enough.
But it is not better to catch in the Zoom?
Oh, no, I have it here.
Ah, okay.
Is this practice TOEFL IBT writing 11?
I think
Let me
it's
see.
11. I forgot.
It's the 11 one.
Ah, okay.
Let me see if I remember, because there are so many integrated writings. Okay.
To risk golden hours and your last points and have pack you till you in Emirates.
No, I don't remember this one. Okay, biofuels cannot replace fossil fuels. Biofuels cannot replace fossil fuels. First of all, biofuels are not more well-known friend than fossil fuels. Okay, so they pollute more. They pollute more. Let's move on. Second, biofuels do not have unlimited supply. Not unlimited supply. Already used to grow biofuel crops. That's apocalypse.
Yes.
Not many places to plant. Finding biofuels cannot meet the energy demands. Okay. Cannot meet energy demands. Power in your economy is not possible to be put it up. Okay, very good. Let's listen to the lecture.
You hear a lot of talk about biofuels in the news today, but the promises of biofuels do not match the facts. Let's take a look at ethanol, one of the most widely used biofuels. It can be made from corn, sugarcane, or a few other crops. Ethanol can be used to fuel cars and other vehicles, but not without problems. Ethanol really just isn't a substance that we can use to replace fossil fuels. First of all, it is not cleaner than the gasoline that it replaces. Why? Well, at first it looks cleaner. Burning 1 gallon of ethanol in your car produces less pollution than burning 1 gallon of gasoline. So it's cleaner, right? Wrong. It's actually dirtier because ethanol is a less efficient fuel. In other words, you get less energy out of a gallon of ethanol than you get out of a gallon of gasoline. So you have to burn more to travel the same distance. And that means more pollution. Now, ethanol requires a lot of land that we simply don't have. In recent years, there has been a massive push to produce more ethanol from corn grown in the U.S. At first, this sounds good, but the problem is people need that corn to eat. So what happens when more corn is used to produce ethanol? Well, the price of food goes up. You can't have both cheap food and cheap fuel. There is not enough land for both. One last point. Ethanol won't be able to meet the demand for fuel. Let me give you a stark example. In order to replace the current demand for petroleum in the U.S., you would need to use 75% of all the agricultural land in the world to grow ethanol-producing crops. 75%. That doesn't leave much land for food production. In fact, it hardly leaves any at all. The demands of drivers in large nations like the U.S., China, and India are simply just too large to be met by ethanol. Therefore, the world needs to keep looking for more ways to replace gasoline. Perhaps hydrogen power is the answer, but ethanol certainly is not.
Yes, and this is not actual current TOEFL.
No.
Because he agrees with the
Yes.
he agrees with the reading.
I made a confusion because for me, he agrees, but I don't know if I'm right.
No, yeah, it's a good practice because they have 3 key points.
Yes.
Okay, but it's not current TOEFL, not this one. So for the next ones, if you can, try taking the ones from Barron's 15th edition that we talked, because maybe I haven't checked yet. I didn't have time for this. Maybe they're current TOEFL, So I'm going to correct your essay, but with that same problem of not being able to give you an adequate grade because it's not. Oh, and you wrote only 193 words. But I can't blame you because maybe. Well, let's see. Bullet text and I talk about you really explain why we can't replay it, but the professor actually did it's no like a biofuel. Okay, first the author affirms that the biofuel more friendly than. Okay, more friendly than fossil fuels. They are worse for the environment than gasoline. On the other hand, the professor get mass produced. It's less food, but it's less efficient. Yes, it pollutes more because it's less efficient. Okay. Second, the text states that biofuels didn't have limited supply because it means that they would need to produce more food to cut down the forest, whereas the lecture has that people need corn to eat. Have corn, not corn. Okay. Yes. Perfect. Perfect. Third, the author says it can meet the energy need more like the end because increase something like why the professor provides argument the effort to this. The agriculture land is okay. Yeah, he says that we would have to use a large area with biofuels in order to supply USA, China, and India. So the argument is a little different. Okay? Okay. Yes. You wrote well, Anna. My suggestion, of course, is try writing more, 30, 40 words more. Okay? And I cannot give you a grade for this, because it's not exactly TOEFL anymore. In fact, I'm going to delete this one from my. Yeah, thanks God I found Barron's 15th, and I hope that Barron's has more current. Oops. Where is it? More current uh, tests, because maybe these are the old style. This one I'm gonna have to delete already. But these I'm gonna check later. All of them, because they all came from the same source.
Okay.
And it's 2018. Anyway, gonna send it back to you. Hang on a second. Okay, integrated 12. Send it by Zoom. Okay, which one have we stopped? Mock test 10, we did. So let's go to mock test number 11.
How many mock tests do you have?
I think these are the last ones. I have until the 16th.
16?
Oh no, I have 33.
Wow.
Dude,
A lot.
I'm not so sure these are original, but let's move on. Number 11. Do you have pencil and paper with you?
Yes, I do.
Nice. I'm going to open the clock here because then we can set. Okay, it's a fight to make Windows work. I will have a MacBook for next year. Write my words.
Here. Yes. So
Yes. Never again am I going to have problems with Windows.
Yes.
Okay. I think I'm feeling bad because this window is taking away my patience.
Oh, yes. It's a big problem.
And then listen, talk about a game, sport, or other group activity that is playing in your country. Explain why you think the activity is enjoyable. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
I sport is a great activity. It is played in my country. It's football player. First of all, because the football here is the Brazilian people love so much because they can join the people and give parties and etc. And second, because the most of Brazilian people have a good team and they like to watch it on TV on the stadium. So it's a very, very great activity in my country.
Okay.
Soccer, né?
Oh, no, it's fine. It's no problem. A sport or group activity. It sounded like great. Okay.
No, I didn't understand.
No problem. The question is about a sport or group activity. When you said it sounded like great, not like group.
Ah, okay.
Okay? And it's we don't say football player, we say football match or soccer match. It's correct. It's okay?
Okay.
Brazilian people love it. They can join the people and they give parties. It's correct. It's more common to say have parties.
Have parties.
Yes, and it's perfectly true. It's Brazilian reality. Most of them have a good team and like to watch on TV and go to stadium. Good. That's it. Nice. The only important thing is the football player because football player is a person.
Okay.
Good. Let's move on. Number 2, when looking for information for a research project, Some students prefer to get information mainly from the internet. Others prefer to mainly use the printed materials, such as books and academic journals. Which do you prefer and why? 15 seconds to prepare. 15 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
In my opinion, when somebody looking for an information for a research project, I think I prefer to get information from the internet. First of all, because in the internet there are a lot of information and about you want, like academic journals, researches, etc. And second, because you can search in different languages that you need if it's necessary. So I think in the internet you can have a lot of possibility to research and well done.
Excellent. You were going to do me a favor on Saturday. When you have the mandatory break, you are going to go to the toilet. You're going to lock yourself in the cabin, and you're going to answer the following question in 45 seconds. Why am I taking TOEFL?
Okay.
Yes. Why are you going to do this? Because the first answer, you feel nervous.
Yes.
And in the second, you feel much less nervous. Much less nervous, you know? So you're going to ask a question on your own in the toilet and ask yourself, I am taking TOEFL. First of all, because I want to travel to Canada. I want to travel around Canada and know Ottawa, Montreal, Quebec. Secondly, because I wanted to see the bears. I love bears. Bears are so cute. You know, you're going to answer this to yourself because when you arrive in actual speaking question, you won't start from there. This is my suggestion. Because clearly your second answer is always better than the first.
Yes.
Okay, you feel more relaxed, less nervous. Okay.
Yes, in the first I was nervous today.
No, it's very common. It's very common, but they don't have question 1 and question 2 anymore. So it's important, interesting to practice. If you can go to the toilet, speak to yourself, you know. Okay. Now, question number 3. 45 seconds to read. Now, Anna, please listen.
Now listen to two students discussing the article.
So what do you think of the university's new plan?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think it's going to work.
No?
I mean, I can't imagine top students being too thrilled about some of the conditions on this campus.
What do you mean?
Like the science laboratories having such old, outdated equipment, and the library needing more books, and the student center being so small. I think that the $2 million could be spent in better places if the university is really serious about achieving its goal.
Okay, but what about the other reason for building the stadium? I mean, right now we have so little contact with the town.
Yeah, but this won't help relations. Look, people from town hardly ever come to games because our teams always lose, and they're not suddenly going to improve overnight. Besides, adding seats won't make a difference. I mean, if people from town didn't come before, they won't come now just because the place is bigger.
Okay. The woman expresses her opinion about the university's plan. State her opinion and explains the reasons she gives for that opinion. 30 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
The announcement said that the university will build a new athletic stadium for attracting more students there. They are investing 2 million. According to the woman, for her, it isn't work. First of all, because for her, they have to spend more money on library, for example, to buy more books. And the second, she believes that the team, her team, is always losing. So they're not important to invest in a big stadium for this team. And first, the team have to improve a lot for after to build a big stadium for them.
Okay. There was just one detail you didn't say, okay? The second argument is to be closer to the people in town. And she said that people in town don't go to stadium because the team is always losing.
Okay, I didn't get enough. Yeah, I realized this.
No, but you will get points because you try it. You would get points because you tried it. It's that thing. If you didn't say anything, you would lose all the points. If you try it, you will get points. Maybe not the highest, but you will get. Just really, not it isn't work. It will not work. Não vai funcionar. It will not work. Okay?
Okay. I'm very nervous today. Oh my God.
Don't. Are you sure you want to take the class on Friday?
Yes, I think it's important. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Perceptual constancy. 45 seconds to read. Now, Anna, please listen.
Now listen to part of a lecture on this topic in a psychology class.
Let's take an everyday example, an ordinary round plate like you'd find in a kitchen. If you hold the plate directly in front of your face and look at it, what shape do you see? A perfect circle, right? Suppose you tilt the plate to a different angle, to a horizontal position, like you're planning to put food on it. Still a perfect circle? No. The circle is now stretched out, flattened into an oval. Do you conclude the plate has actually changed shape, or that it's a different object, not the same plate? Of course not. It looks different, but we perceive it as still being the same. Here's a different example. This classroom we're in, it's fairly large, right? Now, from up close, from the front row, I appear to be relatively big. Bigger than if you were in the last row, right? But let's say you're sitting in the front row today, but tomorrow you're sitting in the back row. From back there, I'm going to look smaller, but you don't think I've actually gotten smaller. You don't think you're seeing a different professor, a guy who looks like me except he's smaller. No matter where you are, up close or far away, you understand without even thinking about it that I'm the same size, the same person.
Okay. Explain what is meant by perceptual constancy using the examples provided by the professor. 30 seconds to prepare. Now, Anna, please answer.
According to the lecture, the perceptual constancy is when something affect our sense, and it depends in part on its external condition, and this conditional can change. According to the professor, his explanation, he gives an example when you see a circle, and depend of the angle, it's not a perfect circle and can be an oval. After he explains when you is on a class, and the class is a very large, but if you sit in the front, the size of the class is different if you sit in the back of the class. So he concludes that the same size can be the same person, but the perception can be different.
Okay. Difficult, this one, right?
Yes.
Yes. The examples he gives. The first one, I need to check with you if you know some words, okay?
Okay.
First one, do you understand what a plate is?
No.
Okay. Plate is that thing we used to eat.
Okay, plate.
Okay. So if you see from above, it's a perfect circle. But if you look at it like this, it's not a perfect circle. It's oval. But you perceive it as the same object, even though the format changed. This capacity of understanding that although the dimensions and angles are different, it's the same object, is what we call perceptual constancy. That's the same idea from the professor. Now that's the second word I'd like to check. Row. Generally fila de cadeiras. You know? If you sit at the front row, and this you said, you are going to see the professor very big. If you sit at the back row, you see him very small. But you all know it's the same professor, although the sizes are different. Because of perceptual constancy, you can realize the object or the person is the same, although the angle is different.
Hi.
Tough one, right?
Yes.
Tough one. This was a hard one. Hard one.
Yeah.
And there were some keywords. First of all, plate, shape. Shape you know, right?
Yes, but plates I didn't listen, and the row.
Row, yes.
Row.
Yes. So I've even underlined here to check with you if you knew these things, because if you couldn't understand these two words, the listening would not make sense.
Yes.
Okay? Okay. If we have time, I can play it again for you later. Let's just go to number 6 first. Okay. Listen up. Oh, sure. Sorry. Okay.
Now listen to part of a lecture in a biology class.
Now, many sea animals, in order to hide from predators, have, over time, developed different kinds of camouflage to help them blend in with their environment and avoid detection by predators. Picture the surface of the seafloor. It's as varied as the land we live on. It's got peaks and valleys, vegetation, rocky areas, and some sea animals have developed permanent colors or shapes to resemble these environmental features. This camouflage helps disguise them from predators by enabling them to blend into a specific part of the sea. For instance, take a kind of fish like the leafy sea dragon. Well, the name says it all. It resembles a small green dragon with leaf-like protrusions sticking out like arms. Now, because of its color and shape, it blends in extremely well with green sea plants. So when the leafy sea dragon is swimming through these plants, predators have trouble seeing it. But when it enters other environments without these green plants, its camouflage doesn't work anymore. Now, other sea animals are difficult to spot anywhere in the sea because their type of camouflage enables them to change color. Take the cuttlefish, a fish that's closely related to the squid and octopus. Unlike leafy sea dragons, cuttlefish have not developed any particular shape to hide from predators, but they have a lot more mobility because their camouflage allows them to blend into any environment. Because cuttlefish have shifting pigments that allow them to change color in a matter of seconds, and so they can almost instantaneously match the color of their surroundings. If they're swimming by green sea plants, they'll turn green, and if they're swimming over the brown seafloor, they'll turn brown.
Later, I need to check if you know some words, okay?
Okay.
Dio mio, using the examples of the leafy sea dragon and the this is how we write it. Cuttlefish. Describe two kinds of camouflage and the benefits they provide. 20 seconds to prepare. Oh, sorry. Okay, 20 seconds to prepare. Okay, now Anna, please answer.
According to the lecture, the professor explains about predator and different types of camouflage. She gives an example. When the leafy sea dragon, they take a fish and they can change like the shape. And another example is when the type of color the pigments changing, but the colorship is adapted when the fish can swim. For example, if the fish swim into the green plants, his color became green also, and or blue or another color. So it's the two type.
Okay. That's complicated. I think this was harder than the previous one, but you did well. These guys. Disfarça. Okay. Blend in. Misturar. She said blending with the environment.
Blended.
Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now, about the leafy sea dragon, their shape is like a leaf. They're green, so they blend in with the environment. and the predators have trouble seeing them. Now the cuttlefish does not have any specific shape. It can change the color to whatever color they need. So if they're in a green environment, they become green. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have luck with our lectures today.
Yes.
Because the lectures today were very hard.
Very hard.
But it was good to have these very hard lectures because then we could talk about other vocabulary like blend in, camouflage, disguise. You know what?
Yes.
But in my opinion, these lectures are harder than actual TOEFL. You know?
Aye.
TOEFL is not generally this hard, but
Because this number 4 and number 6 is very hard.
yeah. But you see, it's important to know that TOEFL loves camouflage. I have seen like 4 or 5 camouflage lectures in TOEFL. You know, listening or speaking, they love camouflage. You know, oh, camouflage. You know, so it's interesting to know these vocabularies.
Yes, yes.
Blend in, disguise, but honestly, these two were hard ones today.
Yes.
Now, Anna, Friday 11 is up for me. If you say to me, oh, teacher, I'm too tired, I want to relax, I want to sleep, I want to stay with my husband, it's okay, Anna, because I understand it's one day before your exam,
Yes.
and it's your choice.
I will think about this because it's important
Yeah.
what you said.
Today, you are already tired.
Yes.
You have to find a way to relax this week. Seriously. Seriously. Find a way to relax this week or Friday. If you want to have class, perfect. I'm up to it. If you want to relax on Friday, take the afternoon to sleep, read, take a coffee, no problem.
Yeah. I think I will prefer this to take a time to do nothing.
Yes. You choose. I want to have classes. I'm here. You know, I know I want to relax. Okay.
I will think until tomorrow, and I said, I will
sure, no problem. If you tell me until Thursday, no problem. Okay?
Okay.
And I thank you very, very much. Have a very nice week.
For you too. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.